Hey, welcome to the EHAB platform. I'm going to give you a quick rundown to help you get up and running as quickly as possible. So you've just logged in. This is the dashboard. The first thing you're going to want to do is go up here and claim your credits. So you just enter a few details in here so that we can get to know you a bit better, and that will enable you to get an extra 100 credits for free. That's a one-off gift. But there may be more of these promotions coming soon. So keep your eye out on this top bar up here. The next thing you're going to want to do is go to the Get Started step-by-step guide. So there's really only two steps. One is to create a site, and then two is to create a report. And because you're on the free plan right now, you're only going to be able to do a couple of these things before you run out of credits, and you might need to get more credits if you want to keep using the system. So all I'm going to do is create a new site, and I am going to create a site in New York. So New York, but you can obviously type in wherever you want. You can also move the pin around, so I think it's going to be slightly higher up here that I want to do that by the Empire State Building. Okay. At any time, there's a chatbot here, so please feel free to click it. And you can click of the three items. You can either book a call, say you're just browsing, that will close it basically, or I have a question, and that will contact one of us in the team. So if you have further questions, you can get in contact with us directly through that bot there. But I've selected this. The only other thing to mention is when you create a site, there will also be a division that is created and a project in that division. So you can just think of these as folders, but the concept is you can have multiple sites in a project because it may be a long project, for example, a road, and each division, as you grow the number of projects in your dashboard, you may want to sort them by different places like east, west, north, south, whatever that might be for you. So I'm going to click Create Site, and usually this takes a few minutes. It really depends. Many of the places in the UK that you'll be clicking will have already loaded the data, so it might be quicker. But if you choose somewhere in the middle of nowhere, in Texas, for example, then it may take slightly longer to load. So you'll see a loading screen, and you'll see each of the steps. There's actually 8 steps that it needs to go through. So we're gathering the data sources, which we currently use ERA5 and ERA5 Land, which is a global model data set that goes back 50 years. We're also then looking at those observations and putting a climate trend analysis on this. So that's step 3 as well. Then we're also going to be generating different charts and starting to actually put that information into your system. And then we're going to be doing various other things, looking at creating monthly ranges and looking at the baseline and establishing the different statistical weather thresholds that you can enter on the system as well. So once you get to step 8, then it will automatically load you onto your historic data analysis report, which is the first report of 6 up here that we have. So once this loads in, we'll take a look. Okay, so now that your report has loaded, it's going to automatically have brought you to this historic weather analysis report, which in the reports dropdown is the first report. And this is going to be unlocked because when you create a project, it will unlock itself. You'll already have 50 credits, and this will effectively allow you to unlock this report on a monthly basis. And I'll just show you a little bit about the information that you can get, and I'll also show you what else you can do with your 150 credits that you should have. So by unlocking this report, you can get some basic information about the historical data for this location. So temperature, snow, rain, wind. And we aggregate it into a standard year. So this is not just historic data, but it's been scaled up to factor in the historic information, and we've weighted more recent years more heavily. So this is a standard year for this location, and you can see the graph below as well, giving you average daily values for each month. So you can, at the top right hand side, print this report, and if you would want to switch and use this same report but for a different location, then all you need to do is clear out onto this configure your report, and you can then enter a new location or go to the report on any of your other locations that you have. What I'm then going to do now is also show you the weather rules report. So this report is also really useful, something that you will be able to unlock with your credits. So I'm just going to go ahead and go and get a project that we've already got in here. And what this report does is pretty useful. It allows you to select any of the standard categories that we have in the risk matrix, default risk matrix. So I'm going to pick asphalt, and I'm going to search in the box. I'm going to go for lifting. So we've got lifting here, cranes lifting, and I'm going to go for some concrete as well. So I'm going to do in situ concrete. You can load in whatever you want, and you could add new categories as well. What this does is it looks at the standard set of rules for an activity type and tells you for this location how many down days are you likely to get in each month. So for asphalting, based on these rules, there's an 88% chance of impact, which translates to about 20 working days a month in January. I can switch this from day, night, 24 hours. So this just basically calculates what is the range of data that we're using to calculate that metric. And I can go in and see each specific item as well. So the daily temperature minimum is 4. If I switch this to 0 and apply this, then the rule will reload and we'll get a fresh perspective on that information. So as you can see, there's been a massive, over half of the impact is gone, and is all being, in this case, driven by daily minimum temperature. You can obviously look at all of these different rules in detail, and the idea is that you can create specific tasks and start to understand how much weather risk and downtime you should actually be applying to each of your activity types. So this is another really quick report, something that you can play around with, something that you'll be able to get at least one site, if not more, for free, using your free credits on a monthly basis. And again, in the top right hand corner is a download button, which is where you can then get that report. So if, for example, you have each of the rules opened out like this, then it will show the full detail. If you have them folded up like the in situ concrete is, then it will not be included in the report. What we also provide on this page is just some information about the Beaufort scale for wind, the rain intensity scale, the snow depth scale. So just in case if you aren't sure the exact amount of rainfall that you want to use as a threshold, you can just say, well, I think heavy rainfall is what's going to delay me. And so then you know in millimeters, and you can switch it to the imperial system as well in the top right hand corner under settings. Then you know what that looks like. We also provide the daily data, the monthly aggregated data at the bottom of this report as well. The final thing I'll show you, and this is only for those who have actually claimed their 100 credits, is you can go to the Location-Based Downtime Summary. So this, again, you need to configure it at the top, make sure you've got a location loaded in. This is something that will basically show you an NEC-style report for your compensation events. So once this loads in, I'll show you how to read it. So it's loaded in, and all you need to do is select the year. I'm going to pick 2025, and the month. So I'm going to pick January. So it's a simple report, very similar to how the Met Office does their reports for NEC-style compensation events. You get a monthly summary, you get your 1 in 10 values, and you get long-term averages, as well as a new column we've added, which is the anomaly column, which shows you how far above or below the average that it is. Again, with like all these reports, you can download it in the top right. You can mix and match. This report is 100 credits per report, or rather per month that you want to unlock and access that data. You can prepay to be able to get every single report automatically each month. So a few days after the end of the month, so in July the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the latest report for June will be loaded in. And that will happen automatically if you pay for the credits upfront for the year. Otherwise, you can just subscribe on a monthly basis, 100 credits. You can do it either way. We just give you a discount if you pay upfront. So those are the 3 things that you'll be able to do straight away with your free credits. And don't forget to claim your credits in the top, and watch out for more options where you can claim more credits. So, for example, in the future, if you invite some of your colleagues to the platform, then you'll be able to gain some extra credits as well for doing so. Okay, thanks for listening. Good luck with all of your activities in WeatherWise. And if you need any help, do not forget in the bottom right-hand corner, you can directly contact us. If you click it, it asks you if you want a question. You can always just book a call straight away with us. Or if you just want to chat through the chat, then just say, I have a question. And that will bring up the chat. All right.